Howdy, and welcome to TBKHomeworld. And in this video, we're going to be putting these 9 different hex impact drivers head to head to see which one is at the top. All of these screws are going to be going into our pressure-treated 4x6 that you see behind me. First up, we have a 3-inch deck screw. Next, we're going to have the Simpsons Strongtie timber hex at 4 inches long. Next, we're going to be sinking our 6-inch BTX wood screw. Then we're going to follow it up with 4-inch long by 1/2-inch diameter lag screws. Then we're going to torture test these hex impacts with an 8-inch long by 1/2-inch diameter lag screw. Then we're going to see if any of these are able to break loose our lug nut set at 80 foot-pounds on our Yukon Denali XL. Now, to try to make this as level a playing field as possible, we have brand spanking new batteries for all of these. All of them are using the 2 amp hour battery cells, and all of them are fully charged. We're also going to be starting each one of these on the highest setting that they have capable. That way they get as much oomph as they can during this test. First, we have the brushed HyperTough model 99307. This is sold as a kit for $43 at your local Walmart. No low speed is 0 to 2400 RPMs with impact per minute of 0 to 3200 RPMs. It claims a maximum torque of 73 foot-pounds or 100 Newton meters. There's a warranty claim of 2 years for both the battery and the tool itself, and this comes in at 1 pound 13.1 ounces or 826 grams. Here we have the Hercules model HD81B. This is sold as tool only. Cost is $39.99 at your local Harbor Freight. No load speed is 0 to 2500 RPMs with impacts per minute coming in at 0 to 3030. Maximum claimed torque is 83 foot-pounds or 113 Newton meters. There is only a 90-day warranty on this tool. Weight comes in at 1 pound 15 ounces or 878 grams. Next on our lineup is the ACDelco model ARI 12105. This is sold as a kit for $48.99. No load speed is 0 to 2400 RPMs. Impacts per minute is 0 to 3100. This claims to have a maximum torque of 82 foot-pounds or 110 Newton meters. This tool and battery both come with a 1-year warranty. This tool weighs in at 1 pound 11 ounces or 766 grams. Now we have the brushless HyperTough model 98809. This is sold as a kit, and it comes in at $49.88 at your local Walmart. 0 to 3000 RPM under no load. Impacts per minute is 0 to 3900. Maximum claimed torque is 115 foot-pounds or 155 Newton meters. This has a 2-year tool and battery warranty. Our weight comes in at 1 pound 9.1 ounces or 714 grams. Our next hex impact is the Skill model ID 6744A-11. This is sold as a kit. Price is $59.98 as of the time of recording. No load speed is 0 to 2900 RPM. Impacts per minute, we go from 0 to 3600. Maximum torque claimed is 125 foot-pounds or 169 Newton meters. This tool and battery come with a 5-year warranty. The Skill weighs in at 2 pounds 1.1 ounces or 938 grams. Now coming in for Team Yellow, the DeWalt Extreme model DCF 801F2. This is sold as a kit for $169. No load speed is 0 to 2850 on the RPM. Impacts per minute is 0 to 3600. Maximum claimed foot-pound of torque is 121 with 164 Newton meters of force. The tool and battery have both a 3-year warranty on them. The DeWalt weighs in at 1 pound 11.9 ounces or 792 grams. Now we have the Bosch model PS42-02. This is sold as a kit for $139.99. No load RPM is 0 to 3100. Impacts per minute is 0 to 3100. Maximum foot-pound of torque claimed is 76 foot-pounds or 103 Newton meters. The tool comes with a 3-year warranty while the battery comes with a 2-year warranty. The Bosch weighs in at 1 pound 10.1 ounces or 741 grams. Second to last on our lineup is the Makita model DT04R1. This is sold as a kit for $179.22. No load speed is 0 to 3100 RPM. Impacts per minute is 0 to 3900. Claimed maximum torque on here is 100 foot-pounds or 136 Newton meters. The tool and battery both come with a 3-year warranty. The Makita weighs in at 1 pound 11.3 ounces or 773 grams. The last impact on our lineup is the Milwaukee Model 3453-20. This is sold as a tool only for $149. Our no-load speed is 0 to 3600 RPM. Maximum impacts per minute is 0 to 4000. Claimed maximum torque is 125 foot-pounds or 169 Newton meters. We have a 5-year warranty on the tool. This tool weighs in at 1 pound, 9.3 ounces or 719 grams. So whenever it comes to our 12-volt lineup, one of the things that we're looking at is the audience that it's targeted for. This is definitely more for home, DIY repair, along those lines. So keeping that in mind, one of the things that we take into consideration is weight. So with this, the less it weighs, the better the points are. So if you win that category, then you're gonna get 9 points. If you're at the low end, then you're gonna get 1 point. So let's look at our weight results for these. Coming in at first place is the brushless HyperTough. It came in on 9th place, followed by the Milwaukee at 8th place at 719 grams. 7th place is going to be the Bosch, 741 grams. 6th place is gonna be the ACDelco at only 766 grams, followed up by the Makita at 773. Now we follow it up with the DeWalt at 792, followed up by the brushed HyperTough at 826 grams. Coming into second to last place is the Hercules at 878 grams, and the Skill comes in with the most hefty weight at 938 grams. For this section of the test, we're going to sink a 3-inch wood screw into our 4x6. Now, for the sake of saving your time, we're only going to show one of these, and it'll be the lowest time of all of them. But what I am going to be saying now is going to be the averages. For HyperTough, we came in at an average of 4.79 seconds. For the Hercules, we came in at 3.44 seconds. For the ACDelco, we came in at an average time of 3.22 seconds. For HyperTough, we definitely see a significant drop at 2.68 seconds. The Skill came in at a very impressive 1.73 seconds. Our Bosch, for the price, really starts to show its limitation at 2.59 seconds. Our DeWalt comes in second place with a very impressive 1.66 seconds. Our Makita comes in at 2.27 seconds. And finally, our Milwaukee comes in at 1.08 seconds. So as we can see here with our numbers, we had our Milwaukee that came out on first, followed up very closely by the DeWalt. And from there, we moved into the Skill in third place. One of the things I would definitely like to point out here, though, is let's look at this HyperTough brushed at 4.79 seconds compared to our fastest, which was the Milwaukee on average of 1.08. We're definitely able to see there is a massive difference with quality of build, but also from the brushed to the brushless technology. Now we're sinking in the 4-inch Simpsons timber hex screws. For our HyperTough, we sank it at 7.18 seconds. For our Hercules, we sank it at 4.55 seconds. The ACDelco came in at 6.13 seconds. The HyperTough brushless really shows some impressive numbers at 3.74 seconds. The Skill comes in with an absolutely impressive 2.45 seconds. DeWalt's losing some of its headway at 3.38 seconds. The Bosch showing it's right in the middle again at 3.91 seconds. Makita comes in at 2.88 seconds. The Milwaukee at 2.70 seconds. Now we're definitely starting to see the difference with our tools here from the brushless to the brushed. Coming in first place is going to be the Skill, followed very closely by the Milwaukee, and then Makita comes in third place. Once again, our brushed HyperTough comes in dead last. Next, we're going to be sinking our 6-inch BTX wood screw. Our HyperTough brush model came in at 16.12 seconds. Our Hercules came in at 12.3 seconds. The brushed ACDelco comes in at 11.41 seconds. The brushless HyperTough comes in at 8.77 seconds. That's almost an 8-second lead over its brushed cousin. The Skill comes in at 6.66 seconds. The DeWalt comes in with a pretty impressive 5.71 seconds. The Bosch, once again, showing in the middle at 8.62 seconds. Makita rounds it out at 7.31 seconds. And the Milwaukee absolutely slamming the competition at 4.10 seconds. So coming in first place is going to be the Milwaukee, and from there we have the DeWalt and the Skill. These three are really duking it out, and unfortunately dead last is going to be that brushed HyperTough model. Now we're going to be sinking these 4-inch long by 1/2-inch lag screws. These are hot dip galvanized, so they're definitely a little bit more on the rougher side. Unfortunately, our HyperTough brush model is not able to fully sink this 4-inch lag screw, so it is going to get a DNF and 0 points. Our Hercules comes in at an abysmal 1 minute 2.06 seconds. Surprisingly enough, the ACDelco actually managed to do it, but it was a horrible 1 minute and 33.22 seconds. The brushless HyperTough was actually able to pull this off at 55.22 seconds. Wow, that skill really shows that it does have skill at 30.41 seconds. The DeWalt came in at 41.65 seconds. The Bosch is really slipping now, and it came in at 56.25 seconds. The Makita came in at the middle at 43.36 seconds. Unfortunately, our Milwaukee had a bit of a hiccup, and it actually stalled trying to sink this 4-inch lag screw, and that really bit it in its rear, and it came in at 36.50 seconds. Now on our 8-inch lag screw, it isn't to see if it can seat it all the way, because none of them did. It's to see how far it can actually sink it into our 4x6. So our brushed HyperTough came in at 46.85 millimeters. Our Hercules sank at 93.83 millimeters. The ACDelco came in at 54.82 millimeters. Unfortunately, our brushless HyperTough stalled, but it did sink it to 114.84 millimeters. If our tool stalled, I only attempted to restart it once, because if it continues to have that issue, I am not going to push the tool. Our Skill came in at 172.04 millimeters. Our DeWalt sank at 99.75 millimeters. The Bosch came in at 90.19 millimeters. Makita came in at 157.36 millimeters. Unfortunately, our Milwaukee also had problems with stalling, and it was only able to sink at 107.59 millimeters. So our top tool for this particular test was the Skill. It sank at a massive 172.04 millimeters. That is really impressive whenever you compare it to the next closest, which was the Makita at 157.36 millimeters. The HyperTough, which came in third, was only able to sink at 114.84 millimeters, and that's after it stalled. And wouldn't you know it, dead last is going to be our brushed HyperTough yet again. This poor thing. I feel so sorry for it. By popular request from shorts that I released, we actually wanted to test this on lug nuts, because that was what you guys wanted to see these do in a head-to-head competition. So what we did was we took our torque gauge out there, and we started at 80 foot-pounds, and we put all of these up on it. Unfortunately, we had a lot of DNFs in here, so we're gonna throw all of those out, and all we're gonna do here to save your time is we're just going to show you the 3 that actually were able to do something at 80 foot-pounds. So coming in third place is going to be our brushless HyperTough. This one was able to remove the lug nut at 80 foot-pounds at 13.37 seconds. It's definitely high, but at least it was able to do it. Coming in second place is going to be the Milwaukee. It was able to remove the lug nut in 1.45 seconds, and it didn't even balk at doing it. Coming in first place is the Skill. It was able to remove it in 1 second flat. That is extremely impressive for this tool. So now we're going to take our lug nuts and we're going to take them up to 100 pounds and then 140 foot-pounds. And unfortunately, only 2 were able to do it at 100 foot-pounds. So this ends up taking our brushless HyperTough off the screen. It could not remove the lug nuts at 100 foot-pounds. So our Milwaukee came in second place at 4 seconds to remove this 100 foot-pound lug nut. And oh my goodness, does the Skill continue to impress. This pulled off a 100 foot-pound lug nut at 1.85 seconds. That is extremely impressive. That has cut the Milwaukee time by more than half. The story at 140 foot-pounds is similar, but the spread isn't quite as much. The Milwaukee managed to get it off at 4.24 seconds, still bringing it in second place. And in first place again is going to be the Skill, but this time it managed to do it in 3.08 seconds. Still kicking the Milwaukee's rear on this, and still a very impressive time. So that's going to bring our Skill in on first place. It's going to have our Milwaukee on second place, and then our brushless HyperTough is going to come in last. None of the other ones got any points because they couldn't handle it. So next we're going to talk about two subjective columns, and these columns are actually pretty important to me as the end user. One of the big things with tools like this is you want to have an easy ability to insert and remove your bits into these tools. Now, 3 of these have a quick connect collet. All you do is you take your bit, you insert it, and then you eject it. Now in the background here, you're going to see each one of these as I continue through this discussion, and you will see that there are these 3 that have this capability. It is the Milwaukee, the Skill, and the DeWalt. Ryobi has one that is able to not only do a quick insert, but it even helps you eject the bit itself. For the category that these tools are in, that is the style head I would prefer to see on all of these. So having a quick insert and an automatic ejection is much preferred on tools like these. So coming in first place for the collar usage is going to be the Skill. Next we actually have the DeWalt. It beat the Milwaukee just simply because of the knurling that is on it and how much easier it is to pull out than the Milwaukee in order to remove the bit. Unfortunately, our ACDelco has some real problems. Not only is it cumbersome to get the bit in, not only did it like holding onto the bit, it actually has a lot of play within the bit head. This has way more in and out motion than any of our other impacts, and this is something that signifies it having a much lower quality collar than any of the other ones. Now we have our other subjective column, and this is going to be comfort. For me, the number one and most comfortable of all of these is the Skill, and it actually is a whole other level on comfort compared to the other ones. You will also notice here that we have the Milwaukee rated very high as well, and that's because it was well thought out. It has cushion, and it's the lack of vibration that you feel in this tool compared to a lot of the others. Coming in third is going to be the DeWalt. The DeWalt has a very similar body style to the Skill and the Makita, and it feels very comfortable in your hand. Some of these tools, like the ACDelco, have a very uncomfortable body, even for a large hand, and they become very uncomfortable the more you use them. Unfortunately, dead last on this fell to the Bosch. Whenever I was using the Bosch, especially sinking that 8-inch lag bolt, this thing was just horribly uncomfortable. Now, one of the things I want to point out of why the Bosch came in dead last is because of the size of the grip. Look at where my pinky is. My pinky is actually covering the battery. You can feel the battery moving, and I actually had this battery slightly pinch me. It wasn't hurtful or anything, and because of that, the drill just felt weird. We also have the slender back and the wider. This battery is flipped compared to some of the other ones, and that winds up making this one extremely uncomfortable to use when you compare it to the other ones. So taking all of our points into account, we're going to total everything up. The DeWalt came in at an impressive third place. And interestingly enough, the not so expensive Skill came in at second place. That put our Milwaukee coming in of first place finisher. Now, if we pull the subjective out of here, the numbers are actually very, very similar. The only thing that changes is the Hercules and the ACDelco at the bottom of the list. So those are the actual raw numbers of where everything placed. Now the question becomes, which one would I recommend to you? Well, I have definitely used the Milwaukee a lot around here. I'm really impressed with the quality. However, as far as I know, this covers pretty much everything TTI. Please listen to me on this, TTI. Stop having your tools shut off. This is extremely frustrating. Top of the line Milwaukee, I should be able to tell this thing, I want to burn you up under the force that I am putting you in. But the tool says, nah, I'm good. I'm not going to do that today. I have a massive problem with my Ryobi tools on a regular basis shutting off because it doesn't like how much torque I'm trying to apply. The Skill didn't balk at it. It didn't care. I know this Milwaukee could have sank that 8-inch lug significantly further than it did, but unfortunately it kept on shutting off. So having said all of that, which one would I personally recommend? For the price value, which is what we're looking at with these tools, you cannot go wrong with the skill. By the way, one of the things that I have to say, skill, keep up the great work. Continue to innovate the way that you did, because check this out. This has a flashlight on it that none of the others do. You can see how long these things last. A lot of them are just the trigger pull. Some of them go for 4 or 5 seconds, but this thing will actually stay on for a total of about 10 minutes. How amazing is that whenever you're stuck up underneath a sink and you just need a flashlight and you're sick and tired of those other impacts shutting off every 5 to 10 seconds, this thing will stay on for 10 minutes and function as a flashlight. That's true innovation. That is a complete change from everything else. You absolutely should have it on these right here, and they have it on the $60 impact. This is really impressive, and I like that a lot. So absolutely, best value hands down goes to the skill. You really knocked it out of the park, folks. Keep up designing stuff like this. I am extremely impressed with these tools, and I appreciate that you've actually put thought into this stuff and you're making something that's genuinely nice and comfortable to use. For those of you who are new to the channel, at 5,000 subscribers, we're going to be giving this away to one of you lucky US residents. Please check out the description below, as I have the link and all the details over there on how you can win this Harbor Freight Tool Creeper, no longer made and no longer sold in stores. Well, thank you very much for coming on this amazing video with us. We definitely had, yet again, a really fun time putting this one together. This is a long time coming. We appreciate your patience. If you have any questions about the testing methodology that we use, please leave it in the comments below. If you appreciate this video, if it made an impact to you, please say thank you in the comment. It makes a huge difference. There was a lot of money sunk into this project, and having those comments, having those interactions really helps us with the algorithm, and it makes a massive difference to our channel considering the size that we are. We always try really hard to read and comment on every single one of the comments that you guys make. Amazing comments like this one. Thank you very much for leaving that comment. And remember, keep your tools sharp and your batteries charged. We'll catch you on the next one.